Chapter 7, Tensions Flare. Days after the festival and the attack on the gym, you can't get your mind off of the owl mask you found on your bed, and the unspoken threat behind it. It would be much nicer and easier if I could just talk to someone about... Miss me? Oh. Before you know what's happening, Cass appears out of nowhere and throws an arm around your shoulders, steering you the opposite way down the hall. Geez, Cass, ever heard of personal space? Ever heard? Well, I've heard of it. Hated it. Now hurry up. If I've got to show my face at school, it's gonna be on the grounds outside the building. Where are you taking me? Don't tell me after the other night you're not dying for more of my company. She leans her face closer to yours, and you suddenly remember the heat of her mouth on yours outside your door. Or maybe more of something else. If you wanted me alone, all you had to do was ask. You'd think the other night would be pretty good indication that I'd say yes. Her hand slips down to your waist, pulling you against her side as you keep walking. I don't deal in guesswork, new girl. I'll always tell you exactly what I want. You should do the same. Cass leads you through the courtyard to a practically deserted picnic area at the back of the school, and you stiffen when you see us waiting for you. The person who never talks? Well, don't just stand there like a creep. Get over here. The kid gives you a tense look before approaching warily. His movements are slightly faster than normal, and he holds himself rigidly, as though even moving this slow takes effort. If I had any doubts before, they're gone now. He's definitely a vampire. Thinking again about the owl mask, you chance a look at your sensory talisman, but it remains inactive on your wrist. Then Cass lets you go to clap a hand against the boy's back. Parker meets Seth, the youngest Venandis, and my own personal lackey. Seth meet Parker, human causing all the chaos. I am not. And I'm not your lackey. Astoria assigned you to be my mentor, to teach you some responsibility, and made it... He stops short, looking over at you with uncertainty, but Cass waves it off. Don't worry, Parker's cool. For a human. Don't flatter me too much now. You shoot Seth a smile, and he returns it with a shyness that makes you wonder just how long he's been holed up in the shadows, hiding in plain sight. So, Cass is your mentor, huh? You ever done any actually learning done? I should have guessed. You two are inseparable. I wouldn't mind her teaching me a few things. Yeah. I should have guessed you two are inseparable. But maybe now just, you can say hi in the halls instead of just staring at me. Sorry about that. You'd think learning to act human would be easier. Oh yeah, something as hard as looking and talking's gonna take him till the turn of the century to master. If only I had a better mentor. Cass gives him a shove and Seth bounces around on the balls of his feet, hands at the ready, poised to duck another blow. Right, so I'm guessing mentorship is going something like this. A smug expression crosses Cass's face, and she places an elbow onto Seth's shoulder. All jokes aside, he's learning the vampire's ropes like a champ, and being his mentor, it's kind of like his victories are mine too. Of course, that also makes me responsible for his failures, and it's hard enough covering my own ass. Seth winces under her harsh gaze, but your mind catches on her phrasing, and suddenly a memory comes crashing back. What the hell, new girl? I thought we were having a good time. And I thought you were the only vampire in the woods of the night of the party, but that isn't the truth either, is it? What did you say? You're covering for another vampire, I'm sure of it. And all at once, the words you saw scribbled in the margins of your mom's notes make sense. Sufficient evidence to deduce the attack was carried out by two animals. Oh my god, it was you. What? Parker... Oh, the second bite marks on the victim. You're the vampire Cass protected by... Parker, don't say another word. You start at Cass's vicious tone. Realizing what you were about to say aloud, you look around frantically, grateful to not see another soul. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking, but it all makes sense now. You look down at Cass's arm where the brand from the night of the first trial is hidden under her sleeve. Look, you took care of that victim because you were watching out for Seth. It was nothing. Nothing? How can you say that? Because I'm a Venandi, and it's what we do. We look out for our own, no matter the cost. Still, I never meant to get you in trouble, Cass. He hangs his head, and without hesitation, Cass forces the sleeve of her jacket up to show you both her burn. It doesn't matter. If this is the price I have to pay for my coven, then so be it. I wonder who else feels that way. Cass looks at you, confused, and you lower your voice before telling them both about the mask you found in your room. Gabriel killed all the attackers in the gym, so this has got to mean that there's more Venandis who don't want me around. I hate to go there, but do you think it could be Astoria? I mean, she clearly wants me dead. Maybe, but Astoria's more action than talk. She doesn't play mind games. And she was furious at the attackers. They acted without her orders, and that's impermissible. Well, then, it could be... I wanted to think it. I wanted to say it. Because Lewin is shady, and the goody two-shoes act that he puts on is just... yeah. Honestly, who knows? It doesn't seem like those goody-goodies style, but I always assumed they were a bunch of hypocrites anyway. Cass pauses, and she has to look towards the school in a panic of seconds before raised shouts reach her ears. What's that? Trouble, and not the fun kind. Come on. The three of you rush to the heart of the campus where a crowd of students has formed around a fight in full swing. Who do you think you're dealing with, huh? The student throws a punch, but his opponent ducks it with incredible speed, catching his arm behind his back. Somebody thinks their stupidity doesn't come with consequences. Ooh, burn.
Enough with the sweet talk. Let's see some real action.
Damn it. It's the Clements and Venandis. The last thing they need is a group of stupid humans riling them up. Back off, Shiloh. Out of nowhere, Margot rushes in and launches herself into the fray, shoving a concrete table across the quad. How the hell did she do that? I didn't think there was someone here stupider than Scott, but you just took the crown, Margot. Screw you! The vampire students start taking swings at each other, and the cheers of the crowd magnify tenfold. They're gonna blow their cover. Those damn idiots. Seth, Parker, disperse the crowds. I'm going in.
On it.
Okay. As Cass joins the fray, Seth runs to the other side of the circle, arms waving. You jump in action as well, raking your mind for a way to get everyone to leave. Hey, everyone. Free pizza in the cafeteria. Who cares? The school's pizza's nasty. How dare! I loved the school pizza when I was growing up. Who didn't love school pizza when they were growing up? Seriously, let me know. It's the deep dish special from Michelo's in town. Oh, hell no, I'm not missing out on that. The crowd starts thinning, but not fast enough. You notice Gabriel run over to the Clements, and seconds later, Libby appears at your side. Saw you taking the lead on the crowd control. Need a hand? Please. She cups her hand in front of her mouth and lets out a bellow. Come on, people, do you want to be here when Principal Yao arrives? Remember the number of detention she gave out the last fight? Detention? No way. I'm so over this. As the last stragglers disperse, you look over your shoulder to see Cass holding Scott and Margot in a firm grip. Dude, ow! My arm doesn't bend that way! That's the point. Someone's trying to score brownie points with Principal Yao. And Gabriel and a girl you've only passed in the halls talking to the Clements. Shiloh, was this fight really worth having in front of the whole school? Are you seriously getting mad at me? Scott insulted us first. I was just letting Scott get to you, and you know who won't be happy about it. Aww. Are you guys really that scared of The Clements whirl towards Scott, but the school bell rings, cutting him off before he can finish. Cass shoves him and Margot away. Get moving. Yeah, whatever. This isn't over, cowards. Scott stalks off with Margot, and there's a tense moment as Cass is the only Venandi left. But before you see what happens, Libby loops her arm through yours. Hey, can I talk to you? She steers you across the quad at a rapid clip. We were waiting for you at lunch. Where were you? Busy. Life, you know. Oh, hanging out with Cass and her friend. Parker, she's bad news. Her friend started the fight, and it's not just today, they're always trying to start things. That moment you try talking while about to sneeze. Yeah, no. Besides, I thought you and Gabriel had something going on. Libby, I get that you're coming from a good place, but Cass isn't what you think. I'm not saying you're wrong to have reservations, but you aren't me, and I've taken time to actually get to know her better. Believe it or not, I trust Cass, and I believe time with her too. Or, like, spending. Parker, I'm sorry. I'm really not trying to get into your business, I'm just worried about you. I mean, you totally vanished at the Autumn Festival, and you've been acting all distracted since then. Oh, You're saved from having to think of an excuse as Gabriel walks up. Libby looks between the two of you. I'm gonna head to class. You two better hurry. You don't want to be late. You force your best easygoing smile and wave at her, then turn to Gabriel, who looks troubled. Hey, I want to show you something after school. I'll meet you out at your locker. Sure. After school, you follow Gabriel out to the woods and start up a path, huffing and puffing as the incline of the trail grows steeper. Not that this is part of the woods isn't beautiful, but any particular reason we're climbing up a literal mountain? Sorry about that. We're almost there, I promise. Almost where? I wanted you to meet some of my coven friends in a better light than what you saw at lunch. Meeting your coven mates? Is that a good idea? I'm supposed to be keeping a low profile. I mean, isn't that something Lewin would like show up outside of my house with another creepy warning about, isn't it? Of course not. I would never bring you somewhere that would put you at risk. You're important to me and my friends. My vampire friends. I think it's time that you met. Gabriel, it means a lot that you do this. I know it hasn't been easy. Me finding out that you're secret and all. The two sides of my life have collided. There's no sense in trying to keep them separate any longer. You heard the noises at first, the sounds of impacts echoing through the trees, amplified, accompanied by whoops and hollers, and then suddenly a soccer ball sails through two nearby tree trunks at breakneck speed. Oh! Nice one, Nicole, even though you almost maimed our guest of honor. Hey, Aldar, Parker. 1 second it was just you and Gabriel, but almost immediately 3 other vampires around you. You recognize Shiloh and Nicole from the lunch fight, but while the third looks familiar, his name escapes you. As you try to think of it, Shiloh claps you on the back. I, for one, am glad you know our deep, dark secret. You're the only human Gabriel's ever invited to Clements and hang. I told you guys not to make it a big deal. Wait. You're really okay with me being here? I'm not, like, interrupting your vampire hangout time or anything. Are you kidding? You're the only person I can actually show off to around here. Admit it, my kick earlier was amazing, right? I never saw it coming. Neither did I, which is a problem considering I'm the goalie. Again, the vampire's distinct voice sounds familiar, and you think hard until finally it comes to you. Wait, I know you. You're Harrison, right? From history class? You got it. I was the one snoring during Mrs. Hernandez's riveting lesson on Crimson Beach's founding. Oh, it's the same old colonial story, isn't it? Settlers traded with the indigenous population to take possession of the land, only to lose it to the founders in a bloody battle. And for a moment, the group goes quiet. Inclement vampires look at each other and start to laugh. Gabriel looks exasperated. Come on, you guys, be nice. Wait, what did I say? Nothing, it's just you didn't really believe that, did you? Like everything else in the town, that was a half-truth to cover what really happened. The original Crimson Beach vampires. As Shiloh begins weaving his tale, you picture the horrors he describes so clearly as if you're there. The early Clements and Venandis did trade with the Muckin Nation for the land, but only after consistently fleeing from vampire hunters. We thought we'd finally escape them, but somehow the hunters found us. Joseph, We must keep moving. We have to get back to the others. They need to know we've been found. I can't. The hunters would corner the weakened vampires during the day and spear stakes through their hearts.
There you are, you filthy vampires.
Oh, please. Hang on, but you guys are out in the sun, no problem. Why were those vampires weak during the day? They hadn't discovered the ley lines yet. They're basically underground sources of ancient energy that power vampires. Part of that power makes us resilient to sunlight. It also powers paranormal stuff. It's really cool when you look into it. Before we knew about the ley lines, we had to hide out during the day. Many places like caves, grottos. But the vampire hunters knew all about sun poisoning, and they used it to their advantage. They torch our sanctuaries, forcing us into the sunlight.
Out into the daylight with you foul beasts.
Please, have mercy.
There's no mercy for creatures like you.
It was only when the Venandis crossed the invisible barrier into the ley line that its power was discovered. What is this? I can feel my strength returning. News spread to the surrounding Clements, and with both covens' numbers dramatically thin, they banded together to defeat the vampire hunters with the ley line's power.
What are you doing out in the day? Why have you not fallen?
Our time has come, and yours has ended.
Take mercy on me, please.
Like you took mercy on the other vampires? What was it you told my coven mates? Oh yes, I recall. There's no mercy for creatures like you. Once the hunters were gone, we traded for the rights to settle on the land, and Lou and Astoria wrote up an agreement. Both covens would live in Crimson Beach together in peace. The town did so well, it attracted others who made Crimson Beach their home. And the ley line energy kept us from getting sun poisoning. We can go out during the day, as long as we stay within the boundaries. So, in a way they are stuck there. How do vampires define peace? Because what I saw at lunch and at my trials definitely didn't look very peaceful. Story and Lewin's agreement wasn't because their covens wanted to cohabitate this place together. It was their best chance of survival. Typically, a single coven is settled at each ley line, but the Clements and Venandis were so desperate they were band together. It's made things complicated. You look over at Gabriel, who stands stiffly off to the side, eyes averted. Complicated is right. Gabriel's ancestors were the vampire hunters who nearly wiped out the Clements and Venandis, and if his family's been here as long as he says, he probably has ties to the original inhabitants too. But our coven was officially recognized, or regained its numbers, since those days. It's taken time, but we're still here thanks to the Alliance. You talk about it like you were there. I was. Losing all of my fellow Clements in those early days. It was hard, especially because I was a young vampire then. But what matters is the Clement-Venandi alliance won against the Hunters, which was all because of Lewin's strategic abilities, by the way. That's no surprise. He's the best coven leader the Clements could ask for. You suppress a shiver at the thought of the clear silver eyes staring you down. You and Gabriel share a look that goes unnoticed. Of course he is. And the Clements are obviously the superior coven, right, Parker? And the Clement coven has definitely taken the lead so far. You guys told me stories. The Venandis tried to kill me at the Autumn Festival. It's not really much of a competition at this point. You give a dramatic shrug, trying to see the humor in the situation, and Nicole bites her lip, trying not to smile. Want us to be your personal entourage around school? We could watch your back for you. You guys are definitely the more welcoming of the two covens. I'm glad Gabriel invited me along to meet you. You tentatively reach for Gabriel's hand, giving it a squeeze, his gaze warm, and as he squeezes your hand back. Well, that's enough of a history lesson. Parker came to hang out, not go for a lecture. Then you two should join us for rock climbing. Vampires rock climb? We Clements do, and we've never gotten to rock climb with a human before. You gotta show us your stuff, Parker. I'm a human. You look hesitantly at Gabriel, who are surprised to see all the tension in his face is gone, replaced by familiar warmth. I know it sounds like a lot to ask, but I can make sure you're safe. Your eyes widen in shock as he has his take on a silver hue, canines lengthening into fangs. If you're comfortable seeing me like this, that is. Gabriel, you remember what he said about not wanting to keep his part of his life separate from you anymore and realize the extent of his trust. You feel a thrill at the thought of getting to hang out with Gabriel, who, with no holds barred, his true self on display for you. Diamond choice. Let's do this. I'm already hanging out with vampires. Why not throw something else in the mix as well? Oh yeah, spoken like a true honorary Clement. A group of you head over to the base of a vertical rock face as the Clements begin to stretch. You look around in confusion. Where are the ropes and the rest of the climbing equipment? That's funny. Yeah, don't have any of those. But we're more into bouldering around these parts. Oh, right, totally. Don't worry, I'll be right with you the whole time. And the way up, that makes you 10 times safer than climbing Deerwood. Do I detect a hint of bragging? More like a barrel full, but I'll stay down here on the lookout duty just in case. If you so much as wobble, I'll be ready to catch you. You raise your eyebrows at Gabriel, who gives you a reassuring smile as confidence in assuring your safety cinches in. Alright, bring it on. Standing with your hands on the rock face, you stare up at the very long way to the top. Here goes nothing. You step 1 foot up on the lip with a rock and reach up to grab a jutted out piece above you before looking over at Gabriel with a grin. 1, 2, 3. Go. Side by side, you and Gabriel pull yourselves up. You find the wall littered with hand and footholds, and with each pull you find yourself gaining speed and confidence. Look at you, speed demon. Oh, this isn't so bad. I'll stay focused. You feel the ground, and Nicole growing farther away from you. Your hands and feet only points of contact with the stone. You scour the section ahead of you before reaching for a deep handhold and pulling yourself up a few more feet. I expected this to feel a lot scarier. You got good form. One tip though, let your legs do most of the work, pushing you up instead of pulling you with your arms. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, pretty much. It's like doing squats. The next time you find a handhold, you make sure your fingers are secure and push up with a hand or foothold before you rising easily. Awesome. Thanks for the tip. You grin over at Gabriel, who's watching you closely to make sure you're steady. Impressed yet? Have been from the start. You're looking great from down here. Encouraged by the Clements cheering, you ascend even rapidly, the wind beginning to whip against your face. I wonder how much further I have left to go. You look up and see Harrison pop his head over the top of the cliff far above you. Come on, Slowpoke, pick up the pace. Oh, don't let him rush you. Harrison's laugh echoes all the way down to you. Don't be so protective, Ada Hall. She's doing great. I just make sure not to look down. Oh, every time someone says that, you look down. You know damn well. You catch Isla's words as he passes you by in a blur, and you can't help it, your eyes are drawn back the way you came, and a rush of vertigo courses through you. Oh, whoa. Now you're shocked by how tiny Nicole looks down at the ground, and the reassuring wave she gives doesn't really do the trick. Hey, you okay? You feel a rush of warmth as Gabriel places his hand on the small of your back, and your eyes jump to his. Remember, I've got you. His slight touch balances you, and you look back up towards Harrison, feeling a renewed surge of confidence. Thanks, I'm good now. But soon, you run out of easily reachable hand and footholds, and realize you're a lot higher than humans typically go. You reach for a ledge standing on the tip of your toes, stretching an arm out as far as it can reach, but it's no use. I'm stuck. Anything I could do to help? Now you can grab me and chuck me. Why don't you, carry me up? One trip would be a lot easier after all. Yeah, for you. Despite his teasing, Gabriel swings around to help. You climb onto his back, wrapping your arms around his neck, your chest pressed against his back. Hang on tight. He leaps, and your stomach swoops as you soar through the air. Woo! He is landing on the ledge as feather light, and as you slide off his back, he turns and catches your arms, making sure you're steady. You get caught for a moment in the gentle look in his silver eyes, forgetting you're on the edge of a cliff as you study every detail of his features. You're making me self-conscious. Don't be. I like the view. You're almost there. What? What? What do you mean we're almost there? We're on the... What? You look down and see Nicole starting to climb, the sheer face beneath you. Instead of vertigo, all you feel is a rush of adrenaline. I can't believe I'm doing this. Will you believe it when we get to the top? Nicole's right, you're almost there. You crane your head back and spot Shiloh, vaulting himself over the ledge to join Harrison at the top of the mountain. Let's finish this. Working together, you and Gabriel will make good progress up the section until you reach the next ledge. Oh, we were on a ledge, sorry. I thought it was the ledge to meaning the end. It sits directly parallel to you, but there's a wide space in between, filled with nothing but thin air and a drop all the way back down to the forest floor. Gabriel, I don't think I can do this. Want me to help you cross again? You gauge the distance and the thrill of the climb, still pumping through you. A crazy idea hits you. Look Gabriel straight in the eyes. I want you to go over the ledge and catch me when I jump. The vampires at the top catch her words with their enhanced hearing and whoop. Oh, this human's got more guts than everyone else in town combined. Oh, I'm so glad you brought her along, Aldar. Gabriel holds your gaze for several moments, assessing how serious you are, and then he nods. I've got you, I promise. In a blink, he's on the ledge, holding his arms out. You take a deep breath. Whew, here goes nothing. And leap. Ah! Stomach dropping, the world seems to fall away beneath you. All you see is Gabriel ahead, holding out his arms, and you barely hear Nicole over the wind in your ears. Don't miss! Oh, screw you! And then Gabriel catches you firmly in his arms, steadying you on the small ledge and holding on to you to make sure you find your balance. Got you. Gabriel, you're my hero. You're my hero, baby! You pull him in closer, tipping your hand up to press a kiss to his cheek. You're like my own personal Superman. Thank you for always watching out for me. You pull back and look at his eyes, grinning at the flush high on his cheeks. There's nothing else I'd rather do. What about standing with me on the top of this cliff? It means I'd have to let go. Slowly, his arms loosen around you, fingers brushing down your arms as he lets you go. But I do want to see the triumph on your face when you make it to the top. Well, then let's finish this. You resume climbing, and before you know it, your fingers brush the top of the cliff. You get a sturdy grip and pull with all of your might, even though you're supposed to use your legs. And you're able to get yourself all the way up. That is beautiful. I did it. No sooner do you get to your feet than Harrison and Shiloh pull you into a group hug. Oh, hell yeah, you did. A human who free climbed this rock face, it's official. You're an honorary Clement now. Thanks, guys. It's an honor. A moment later, Gabriel hurls himself over the ledge, landing gracefully on his feet. Okay, now you're just showing off. He pulls you in his arms, laughing as he holds you tight. I wouldn't mind removing, like, the characters and the speech, just to look at this, because I like this. I knew you could do it. You're amazing, Parker. Nerves of steel, that's for sure. Nicole's voice comes over the edge of the cliff, and then she jumps into view, tumbling through the air before landing with the others. With the vampires on either side of you, you take in the magnificent view. You can see clear over the woods to the town, and even in the ocean in the distance. It's so beautiful. Romantic, even, one might say. The Clements give you and Gabriel knowing looks, and then Nicole checks her phone. I didn't realize how late it was getting. The three of us have to get going for our plans that we forgot about until now. Real subtle, guys. Oh, you're welcome. And quick as a blink, the Clements are gone from the cliff top. You settle closer to Gabriel with all your fingers brushing his. It is pretty romantic up here. A beautiful view, the peace and quiet. He nods, his smile relaxed as he takes in the view for several moments, but he turns slightly troubled as he glances at you. I never really checked in on you about the other night. Did you get home okay? Cass didn't do anything to scare you, did she? Gabriel, you're cute when you're being protective. You reach up and cup his cheek in your palm, feeling a rush of tenderness that makes you feel soft and fuzzy. I like having you look out for me, care for me. It makes me feel safe. His hand covers yours, his warmth flowing into you. Good, because you are, and you can tell me anything. There's nothing to tell. Cass didn't do anything to me. I'm still in one piece, okay? As long as you're okay. Gabriel motions between the two of you. I was so scared I wouldn't have this anymore if you found out what I was, but now it feels like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'm not gonna lie, it's still not easy accepting what I am, but just having you accept it means the world. Do your Clement friends know your history, that you're descended from vampire hunters? They do, and they could hold it against me, but instead they've accepted me. They're good people, even if they're vampires. It's so hard to juggle these feelings, like vampires killed my family, my ancestors slaughtered their families. They know how much I hate being one of them, but they're still so nice to me. I feel like such a hypocrite. Gabriel... This is a tough one. Would you rather they not be your friends? Of course not. But I wouldn't be friends with them if I weren't a vampire either. That's the problem. But that's just it. You are a vampire, Gabriel, and your life exists in here and now, not in the what-ifs. Are these Parker words of wisdom for the day? Hang on, I'm not done. The way I see it, every vampire was just some regular human before they turned, just like you. The human part of you hasn't gone away, and I don't think it can. I think you're all a lot more alike than you may want to believe. You know, that's literally why it's so important to the Clements to be kind to humans. My family used to have families and loved ones. They hold on to that part of their lives, never forgetting that every human could be someone else's loved one. A small smile finally appears on your face, or his face, and he gives your hand a squeeze. Thanks for talking with me about this, just for accepting me, trusting me. You feel a swirl of guilt as you remember what you've been putting off talking to him about. What, the fact that if you even get so much as a cut, he's gonna Actually, there's something I need to bring up. You tell him about coming home, finding the owl mask in your room. As shock and then hurt flit across his face, you quickly cut him off. I didn't keep this from you because I don't trust you. I didn't want to drag you into trouble again. You could have been killed trying to protect me in the gym. I can't let that happen to you. My friends and I will protect you, I promise. We can take a few Venandis. About that, the fight that happened at lunch today was because of the dead Venandis, wasn't it? Tension between the two covens has been rising for a while, but your involvement, let's just say it stoked the flames. Great. More trouble than that I've caused. Hey, none of this is your fault. All you're trying to do is keep yourself and your mother alive. Anyone would do the same in your shoes. Before you can reply, you hear shouting echoing through the valley below, right before the earth shakes. What was that? Damn it, not again. Before you can draw a breath, Gabriel picks you up and sprints to the source of the commotion. In seconds, you're at the scene. The Venandis and Clements have resumed their fight from lunch, uprooting trees and hurling boulders at one another. You Venandis need to stop this and get the hell out of here before a human hears what's going on and comes looking. That's rich, considering your sweet little Gabriel's putting his crush on a puny human over the safety of the covens. Speaking of... 3 sets of Venandi eyes swivel your way, and the sensory talisman instantly burns against your wrist. Maybe she just hears a snack. Fighting does work up an appetite. Stay away from her. Venandis have died because of her. Because you're obsessed with playing human with her. Venandis died because they came up with a sick plan to use Parker as bait. And now, you know what happened to the last Venandis who tried to go after Parker, so back off. Oh god, this is so bad. No, Venandis have died because Gabriel's too pathetic to accept what he really is and thinks trapezing around with a human will change him. That's it. The Clements attack, and your ears are filled with horrible sound of trees being torn from their roots. You're not gonna stop until every human in the area is here. Parker, get somewhere safe, I have to stop this. Wait. But he's already gone, and a second later, 2 blurs stop on either side of you. Damn. We're too late. Seth, watch Parker. I gotta talk these idiots down. Hold on a second. Jeez, what is it? This is worse than lunch, and we don't have a school bell to put an end to things. But if I said I had to stop, a plan to stop this fight fast and with as few injuries as possible, would you help me out with it?
You have a plan?
Cass gives you a long, assessing look before smirking. What you got up your sleeve, human? Work with Cass to break up the fight. Diamond choice. Alright, so here's the plan. I just used my talisman and blind everyone. I mean, we do have talismans, right? You give Cass a determined look. I'll be your eyes, if you'll be my strength. Her eyebrows raise in surprise before she breaks into a grin. You know I'm ready for anything. Alright, figured you would be. Seth, I need a better vantage point. Think you can give me a boost up that tree? You point upwards towards an enormous oak overlooking the fight.
For sure.
Perfect. Then Cass, get out of there. Seth, now. Seth gets a grip on your hips and launches you towards a nearby branch. You pull yourself up atop it and study the fight below.
Eat this, Clement trash!
The Venandis swings wildly around boulders and swings around the upper trees, while Clements are more careful, keeping an eye out for each other. Silo, duck! Good call. The Venandis' recklessness is the bigger danger right now. I've got to have Cass catch them off guard. Cass! Get the Venandis from behind. Straight ahead. Val charges at Harrison, lips drawn back over her fangs. I'm sick of the goody-goody antics. But Cass sneaks up behind her and tackles her to the ground. Cass, what the hell? Would you believe me if I told you it was for your own good? Cass, on your right. Cass leaps up to disarm another coven mate, stopping them from making contact with the Clement. But while Cass runs interference and the Venandis, the Clements start working out a plan. Nicole, up that tree. On it. Shiloh and Nicole run up separate trees, and you realize they're planning to strike the unsuspecting Venandi on the ground between them. You're coordinating their attacks. I gotta stop this fast. Gabriel. In seconds, Gabriel appears next to you on the branch, out of breath. Oh, what do you need, Parker? I need you to pull the Venandi away. Gabriel quickly takes in the scene in front of him, seeing Scott oblivious on the ground, Shiloh and Nicole preparing to spring from the treetops. Hurry. Gabriel moves in a flash, diving at Scott, pulling him away a split second before Shiloh and Nicole reach him.
What the hell, Aldahar?
Yeah, what are you doing, Gabriel?
Trying to stop this fight from getting any more out of hand.
You watch from the vantage point as the fighting starts to taper, the Venandis slowing down and the Clements' moves becoming sloppier. They look like they're losing steam, and just in time for one more idea. Seth, can you do one more thing for me? I need to get their attention. Seth shrugs and disappears in a blur. Before you know it, he appears at your side and branches boulder in hand.
This'll do it?
Only one way to find out. Seth drops it directly on another boulder below, and the impact making a thunderous boom. The sound of the crash stops all vampires in their tracks, their bodies tense and faces fixed in snarls. Taking a deep breath, you shout down to them. You're putting yourselves in danger by fighting. Don't you see all the trouble this is causing? Look at the wreckage here and the attention you drew at lunch. Humans aren't stupid, and soon they'll figure out what's going on. Please be reasonable for your own good. As the Clements fall back, the Venandis let out a scornful sound, except for Val, who looks torn. I hate to admit it, but the human's got a decent point.
What are you talking about?
She's saying that Parker's the only one here who kept her cool, unlike the rest of us. She's helping us keep our secret. We all owe her thanks. As both sides catch their breaths, Seth helps you out of your tree, and Cass returns to your side. Any injuries? Nope, managed to keep out of harm's way. That's my girl. Are you for real, Cass? You're just as bad as Gabriel, choosing a human over your own kind. I'm not.
And you don't think we're forgotten about you, Seth? Real impressive display standing on the sidelines instead of joining the fight.
I didn't. Even the human got involved, all while a widow Southeast stayed where it was safe. Leave him alone, and I'm not picking sides, you idiots. Was that you, Cass? Because that sure sounds like something a Clement would say. Like you're really in a place to judge right now. Your dumb fight could have alerted humans to both of your covens, and you don't even seem to care. Parker, don't. Stick with the Clements, Harlow, since that's where you clearly belong. The rest of us are out of here. The three Venandis disappear in a flash, leaving Cass behind. She stands absolutely still, fists clenched as she stares at where they've been. Cass, thanks for helping me break up the fight. Newsflash, Golden Boy, I didn't do it for you. If the fight hadn't gotten any longer, Parker could have gotten hurt. She jerks her hand at Seth, and the two of them vanish in the blink of an eye. Gabriel lets out a sigh before muttering under his breath. Well, that's one thing we have in common. We're both looking out for you, so whoever left that mask on your bed won't be able to get to you, not while we're around. Let's hope you're right. But as you head back out of the woods with Clements, you can't shake the feeling that the worst is yet to come. Night has fallen, and when you arrive back home, you plan to sneak upstairs to your room. You hear the muffled sounds of your mom speaking on the phone and stop in the hallway, straining to hear into the living room. Could you believe it? Another murder in those same woods? What? The victim's already been brought in the lab. I've ordered toxicology reports on some of the wounds. Oh, Mom, don't. They should be ready tomorrow afternoon, and I'll finally have answers that what's really been happening in those woods. Your mom's an idiot. Alright, without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description below. There are links. You should check those out if you want to support the channel, because viewers like you are the only thing that keeps this channel going. There is links to that. There's also the join and the thanks and options, as well as, again, share this video, share this channel. Continue to grow this community. It means everything to not just me, but every single member who has made that step towards being a part of this community. And it means a lot of future potentials as well, and present potential as well. Without further ado, I love your beautiful faces. What did you think of today's chapter? I get it. The mom's just doing her job. We're just looking at it from a perspective of knowing everything, right? We're looking at it from that perspective, right? So in terms of the mom doing her job, she's not really stupid because people like taking me out of context or, not listening to my opinion. But from our perspective of knowing everything, she is dumb when it comes to this right now, because she's putting herself in danger, and that's the thing. So yeah. That's about it. So remember, the other chapter for today is up, and here I'll be working on a few things that are catching up on, what was it, Slow Burn, and the other two books, slowly, steadily catching up on that. And hey, you know what? Think about this. It has forced Pixelberry's hand at starting to release those two viewers who do not have the VIP. So yeah, thanks for watching. Love your beautiful faces. Catch y'all later. Peace out.